Learning is important, right?
Yes, exactly. What a bunch of nerds.
Nerd alert.
Right.
Marketing Architects.
Hello, and welcome to the Marketing Architects, a research-first podcast dedicated to answering your toughest marketing questions. I'm Elena Jasper. I run the marketing team here at Marketing Architects, and I'm joined by my co-host, Rob DeMars, Chief Product Architect of Misfits and Machines.
Hello, Elena.
Hello. We are back with your weekly Nerd Alert. Every week, I'll take a deep dive into academic marketing research and translate its complex ideas into simple, understandable language for Rob, and of course, for all of you. Are you ready to nerd out, Rob?
I am ready for a heaping bowl of nerd loops. Let's get out the 2% and let's dig on in, Elena.
Perfect. Let's get into it. As always, we'll link the research we cover in the episode notes. This week, I read The Influence of Television Content on Advertisement, a Neurophysiological Study by Deborah Badinga, Giuliano Noci, and this was published in Frontiers in Psychology. So that's right, I can't resist any study that I find that has some cool stuff to say about TV, but before we get into it, Rob, when are you, if you ever are, most receptive to TV advertisements breaking up your viewing experience?
I think we all have the obvious one of the Super Bowl. I go to the restroom during the game and then I watch the commercials when it comes to the Super Bowl. So yeah, I think that one for sure. And then I guess any program that has like a breaking movie preview, I'm all in on. I love me some movies. And so I am always eager to watch some movie trailers.
That makes sense. I agree with the kind of the Super Bowl example, like watching sports games. Whenever something long, it's nice to have sort of a break in between. So this study looks into the science of how the content of the program you're watching influences the effectiveness of the advertisements aired around it. So I asked you that question about when do you like to see an ad? Because I was wondering, like, can we connect that at all to the type of content you're watching and then how much you might want to see an ad? So they call this the halo effect. Like, how does this content influence the ad? Which I know is also a word that we use on this podcast to talk about TV's impact on other channels. So this is a different halo effect. It's defined as when our overall impression of something influences how we feel about its individual aspects. So if you like a TV show, you're more likely to have a positive impression of the ads you watch during that show, even if the ads aren't that memorable or engaging. This study sets out to find just how strong that effect is. And the researchers, they used a combination of EEG, heart rate, and skin conductance. I don't know. They measured stuff on your skin to track your emotional and cognitive reactions to different TV content and the ads shown during that content. They also collected self-reported data to get a bigger picture of how viewers were reacting. And one thing they found is the emotional and cognitive responses viewers have to TV content significantly affected their reactions to the advertisements. So for example, if a viewer felt engaged by a TV show, those feelings could carry over to the commercials, making the ads seem more appealing and memorable. The study tested this by showing participants a mix of high quality and low quality TV shows, followed by ads. And they found that ads shown during high quality programs were generally perceived more favorably. And this wasn't just about the viewers liking the ads more. Their physiological responses showed higher levels of attention and pleasure, which are crucial metrics for advertising effectiveness. They also found that greater attention to the TV show led to greater attention to the ads that followed, and I wouldn't have necessarily expected that. Another thing they looked at was whether values transfer from the TV show to the advertisements. So if a show was seen as innovative or dynamic, would that spill over to the brands? And the answer was yes, and it was particularly evident with certain kinds of shows and less with others. Okay, now Rob, I want you to rank these kinds of shows by the impact you think their values will have on the brand associated with them. So the three categories that they looked at are reality TV, entertainment, and TV series. And maybe I should say, like, we all know reality TV. Entertainment would be like game shows like Jeopardy, and TV series would be your more long format stuff like a Game of Thrones.
So which one has the greatest ability to connect or promote the values of a brand?
Yeah, so basically, say you're watching all three types of shows. Which ones would have the biggest ability to transfer the values of that show onto the viewer?
I'm going to go with TV series. The reason is they're a stronger base for storylines that maybe resonate with that particular customer, where game shows, I feel like they're kind of throwaway. And reality TV was the other one that I was really thinking about, because I've seen some really good use of ad placement in reality TV where it really connects well to the kind of the content that's going on in the show. But I'm going to stick with TV series.
Okay, so you did really well with that. You actually are, you're right in a really interesting way, because the answer isn't straightforward. Reality TV and TV series both had strong transfers. So you were right in picking both of those, but the values varied according to the kind of show. So reality TV, they had strong associations with values like funny and familiar, and TV series also had a strong transfer, especially high quality ones. So that kind of show transferred values like oh my goodness, innovative. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. This show is innovative. This kind of show transferred values like innovative, sustainable, and aesthetic. But again, it depended on the show. And entertainment shows, you're right, had a less consistent transfer of values. They still had some effect, but it was more subdued. And here are a few more interesting findings. Brands who advertised during reality shows were perceived as more familiar, and both reality and series advertisers were seen as innovative. And values like dynamic and funny were frequently transferred from entertainment shows. So the study found that ads, even without any contextual TV content, still led to higher attention and engagement. So what I would take from that is the more focused a viewer is on your ad, the better shot it has at capturing your attention. Or another way to think about it is no matter where you're airing, the more engaging your ad, the better. So now for our Rob GPT. The study is like a garden where the soil quality or TV content influences how well flowers, the advertisements bloom and are appreciated. High quality soil makes the flower appear more vibrant and appealing, but even flowers planted alone can stand out and capture attention if they're striking enough. I thought that was a nice one. It loves garden analogies, I've noticed.
It does. That's a really good one. That's so interesting. It makes sense too with like reality TV can be so much more shameless in promoting products, and people are okay with it. We're going to do gelatin wrestling on The Bachelorette today, sponsored by Jello, and it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. It just makes sense that they can have that kind of a format and then continue on in their pods with running commercials that kind of connect with that.
Reality shows, you're right. They do a great job of like incorporating those ads because your guard's kind of down maybe when you're watching. Yeah. Really, it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can see why they seem more relatable. I did ask our media team because I was curious, do our advertisers, do they see their performance vary according to the type of content that they air around? And they said that they do. Like content and genre, performance varies across our advertisers in different categories. And we use technology to optimize to that. But I thought that was interesting. So we see that with our own TV advertisers, that certain brands perform better with certain, maybe like more serious products. Like higher consideration might do better with series. And so I thought that was cool that we've actually seen that. And that is something that we think about when we're purchasing ads.
Yeah.
So we can back this up a little bit.
Love it.
That's it for this episode of The Marketing Architects. We'd like to thank Ayana Klaphocky for producing the show and Taylor De Los Reyes for editing. You can connect with us on LinkedIn, and if you find the show valuable, please leave us a rating and review. And if you'd like to hear more from us, subscribe to our weekly email newsletter. It's built for marketers seeking research-first analysis of the latest trends. You can go to marketingarchitects.com/newsletter to subscribe. Now go forth and build great marketing.
And I'll go with you on that, and we can cut this out if it's not relevant. But that's where I think at movie theaters, I know you're talking about television, but like before the movie, I don't mind seeing some commercials while I'm sitting there waiting for the show.
Yeah.
Cut that out. That makes no sense, actually, because we're talking about TV.
I mean, it's, I guess not.
Different channel.
Yeah.
Rob.
That's okay. It's a similar topic, though.
Marketing Architects.